We did it!
Yay!
I think we might have achieved our first intro without us showing up first. It's the little things in Doodle and Chat.
Go us.
I know. And then my little Wi-Fi was like, you can do it. You can do it.
I love it. No, that was exactly what we wanted. I love it.
I know. I feel like we get a little badge leveled up.
That's right. That's right.
Achievement achieved, right? Badge achieved.
Right. Got it. We added 2 more hearts to our life monitor.
There you go. Exactly. There you go. Very good. So how are you?
I'm doing
back. I've been struggling watching you at school, sending you texts from sleeping in. It's been really tough.
Yeah, I know. You're texting me today. I'm sitting here as my kids are working on their final project because we don't end our semester until next week. So we have a week and a half left of this past semester. So
yes. And so I got to sleep in. Tomorrow we are going to the Art Institute. So I'm excited about that.
How exciting.
Yeah. I went to Facebook and it says, like, you know how you have your memory things? 5 years ago today, we went to the art museum. So I'm like, there must be like a 5-year rotation or something like that.
There you go. How fun. Jen is here. Hey, Jen.
Hello, Jen. So yeah, it's a new year, 2023. That's crazy. Yep. I feel like it's been 2023 in my head for a while. I don't know why, but it was hard to like hang on to the fact that it was 2022. Not for any like relevant reason other than probably just because I'm weird. I don't know why.
Either that or 2022 was just needed to go away.
Yeah. aside from the fact that it brought you and I together.
That's right. We did have an amazing year with Doodle and Chat in 2020.
We did. And you said you were counting episodes, right? So we did how many? 41 episodes of Doodle and Chat.
Episodes.
Yeah. Oh, altogether episodes. Yeah. That's hard.
Like mini-sodes and interviews and yeah.
That's crazy. Super fun. And Monica's here with us too, which has been super excited because Monica's joined up with us and brought past the Sketchnote over to Doodle and Chat. We have a wee little family now.
We do.
Which has now become Phil the Sketchnote. So that will be fun to see how that Sketchnote builds in slime.
It is. And I've actually been thinking about it. So every time I read the prompt, I have to think about it for just a little bit to think about what I'm going to do. But the slime one's going to be kind of fun. I'm excited.
I know. That John Spencer is kind of clever, you know. I like how there's one for each thing, you know. Yep. I think I'm going to make that one of the first challenges. We do this menu thing on Mondays when the kids come back to school every week. It just gives more choice and flexibility for kids. And I think I'm going to make that one of the challenges that they can do is to make some slime. But I like that it adds variety. So that will be fun for them to do.
That will be fun. So we are actually for our final project because we had to take our finals because these are dual credit classes. We had to take our college finals before break. And so now that this is after break, I wanted to give them like a final project where they have to look back over all of the learning that they've done and kind of put it all together. So they had the option of making a sketch note on paper or like an infographic on Canva or Adobe Express or something like that. And they were having so much fun. And it's about 50-50 people who are choosing to do it on paper and people who are choosing to use technology. So
that is awesome. That'll be fun to see.
I can't wait to see them.
Yeah. So this month, we are also welcoming in the new year here, right? For this episode, you and I had chatted about what we wanted to do. We knew that one words were really popular, and I still love those. Yes. But we also wanted to mix it up because that's just kind of what we do, right? Right. But you had also said that you wanted to bring containers to light because we haven't really talked about containers in sketchnoting and Doodle and Chat. And I feel like people know what they are, but I feel like they're kind of like an untapped secret of sketchnoting, right? So containers in sketchnoting are shapes that hold information, or I would also argue colors, right? They hold stuff. And they can organize sketch notes or they can just be there to hold information. And I think the fun thing that's going to happen tonight with you and I is people are going to get to see that containers can come in all shapes and sizes, and they don't have to just be your traditional shapes that can hold information. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Every month, Mandi and I put out a newsletter. And as part of the newsletter, we share out what we call a Doodle and Chat classy one-pager. And if you subscribe to the newsletter, you get a link to this wonderful one-pager. And for this month, and then we do it live. It's not coming up yet. Wait, we'll give it a second. There it goes. And then the first of the month, this episode that you all are watching with us, Mandi and I live doodle and chat all about this very activity. And so tonight we're doing something called Leave, Keep, Gain. I looked it up. It's an original activity, but I know it's not like an original activity. I know I've seen people do this. Those are just the words that came up to me and Mandi. So we're going to pick containers that represent leaving something. And we're going to pick a container that represents keeping. And I know this is landscape. And then fill those with words and images that go along with that. And so like this is a stoplight. Mm-hmm. Which could hold three things. So that's a container, right? It has shapes and it can hold information. Here are more basic containers, your arrows and your squares. We could do a little sign. I kind of love signs. I realize I use signs all the time in my sketch notes. Or
I also like signs. Yeah.
Or you could just do whatever it imagines. So when I was creating the newsletter, I thought about, oh, you could send a letter to 2022 saying goodbye. You have a bookshelf, you collect books to keep, right? And then the gain with the little net, as I was creating the newsletter, I was imagining that it would be fun to catch things. Yeah. For 2023, like a butterfly catcher kind of a thing, So that's what we're going to do tonight.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so we'll turn our cameras on. We have several friends here with us tonight. Whether they're here tonight or joining us later, we encourage you to pick up a pen and grab some paper and join in with us. And we're just going to take those three words, right? What do we want to leave in 2022? What do we want to keep from 2022? And what do we want to gain from 2023? And we're going to use containers or shapes to hold that information. And whatever else that looks like, well, that's what's part of the fun, right, Mandi?
That is part of the fun. That's right.
All right, here we go. Now I have to decide.
No.
I got it.
Okay, good. I even had my thing plugged in, so we didn't have it.
That's okay. Annabeth taught me how to,
That producer of ours, I tell you.
I know. It's those youngins. They're so smart. I need to work on my lighting. That's something I want to gain in 2023. Better lighting for my drawing.
Too, because the light in this room, I get the reflection on the glass of my iPad, and I always have this weird little light reflection. So,
all right. So I'm trying to decide: am I going to go with what we had or think of something different? I like the bookshelf.
I do too.
Oh, it would be cute too. Oh, a piggy bank would be gaining, right? Piggy banks gain. Maybe some of our friends that are here with us could help us think of images. Like, what do you imagine when you think of like leaving or keeping or gaining? I kind of think a piggy bank would be fun. Although imagining trying to draw it is giving me a little anxiety. But
I have an idea too, and I'm a little apprehensive about it, but I think I'm going to try it. So I actually didn't have an idea. The whole time we've been doing this, I was looking at ours and I'm like, I absolutely wanted to do containers. I kind of want to do like a road, and then if I can, I'll put like the back of a car driving away. So that's the leave, and the keep is going to be the suitcase that's beside the road, and the gain is going to be a shopping bag because I like to shop and gain things.
I like that. Jen said a keep jar. I love that idea. And then she also said leaving the door open. So I could imagine or a window, I could imagine. I love that, Jen. And then gaining as a graph. I do love that idea too.
Yep.
I love those ideas. And then Kristen said a jewelry box. I guess that would probably be a keep or like a keepsake. Oh, keepsake box. Oh, that would be cute too.
That is good. Yeah.
Oh, they've got me thinking. Okay.
Kristen says, I want to leave my gained weight. If you figure out where we can drop that off, just put it in the chat. Like if there's a place that just takes it, like I'm down for it. Like I'll donate. I'm there with you.
All right. I say we just dive right in. I feel like I need to start from one end and go to the other, but I guess there really are no, you can start with whatever, right?
Absolutely. I think I'm going to do the same. I don't know. I'm a little worried about this road, but we're just going to make it work.
All right, here we go. Kristen says she's going to Google that for you.
Thank you. Let me.
They're a sassy bunch today.
They are. That's why I love them.
I know, me too. I think I'm going to do like moving packages.
Ooh, that's good.
So I know Jen has been doodling or sketchnoting for a lot for Ditch Summit.
And they're so cool.
So cool. And so that must have been fun for her. She must have, her noggin must be full of information right now. All right. Now I have to think of the words to go in the boxes. No pressure.
Yes.
What do I want to leave? Oh, I remember I was thinking about this. And I was like, oh, Carrie, you're going to get deep. But that's all I can do is just to be deep. I think the one thing for me that I really want to leave in 2022, I know this is weird, but in this past pandemic-ish experience and just coming into 2022, I've always loved to work out. I love how it makes you feel. I love how it, I have an unhealthy relationship to the self-esteem that working out gives me. And I have an unhealthy told you I was going to get deep. I have an unhealthy connection to my connection for how beautiful I feel and if I work out. And I've noticed that this year because I haven't worked out at all, which is not healthy. I need to move. I need to feel, I do miss feeling strong, right?
Yep.
But I feel like I had to distance myself from that activity in order to maybe finally get to the point where I can work out and not have working out tied so strongly to me feeling pretty. Does that make sense?
I do absolutely get that. Yes.
So I'm not sure how that's all going to fit in just these little boxes here. But that to me is like the hugest thing. Like I would love to work out and be able to say really nice things to myself and it not be tied so strongly to like, you can feel pretty, but only if you work out. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do.
So sorry about that. That was a little bit of a, yeah. We're usually not that deep here in Doodle and Chat.
I think it's good to get deep, though. I think it's good to talk about things like that, too, because there's nothing wrong with feeling that way either.
Yes. Yes, Kristen, I love Lizzo so much. Yes. And that's what she would say. Just keep shining. That's what I will take into 2022, Kristen. All right. How to put all that into words. My boxes aren't big enough for my package.
You are making me laugh.
Need bigger boxes.
Your baggage needs more boxes. So I've also been kind of giving thoughts to what I want to leave, and I am going to try to put the words on my road kind of as we go and write it in there. I like that. And see, are you going to do like maybe barbells and some workout equipment too? And
well, I'd want to take the workout stuff with me. It's more of like, maybe it needs to be thought bubbles. That's what I could have coming off of there. The thought bubbles that come with this bag, with these boxes is maybe what I need to leave. Yeah. And I want to take the barbells with me. I just don't want to take the thoughts that I think that they need to give me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So while yours is a relationship with exercise, mine is more a relationship with food. Being on this weird, strange weight loss journey that I've been on and the ups and downs that I've had, I have a very odd relationship with food. And so I'm trying to make a healthier relationship with food this year. And so I also am not sure exactly how to put that on there, but mine also has to do with just loving me for who I am. And
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be tied to food, and it doesn't have to be tied to exercise, and it doesn't have to be tied to what you're doing or anything else like that. Just loving and appreciating yourself. Positive affirmations are one of the things that I probably should put in my shopping bag, like at the end. So
Yes,
that's
I
that's
like
what I
that.
need to gain is
I
positive affirmations.
I like that. I think I might do the jar idea like Jen said, and that's where I'll put my positive. I like that. That's where I'll put my. I think positive affirmations is a great gain. I
Yeah.
think that's a great idea.
So for my Procreate friends out there, I learned something new. And if y'all already knew this, then way to be on board. But I am always moving my pen size over here. And I always want to be able to go back to the one that I'm using most often. And I was just like, okay, well, it was at 4. So I'm going to try to just remember it's at 4. Did you know that's what that little plus sign up there is for?
Let's see. Hold on a second. Show us.
So there's a plus sign. So up here, and if you hit the plus sign, it puts a mark. So you can just go right back to that spot.
Stop it.
I know. I know. I learned that this week and I was like, I mean, it's a really cool trick. I'm just sad I didn't know it sooner. And then when you're done, you just hit the minus button and it's gone.
So Monica, the plus holds your preferred pen width.
Jen, so I want to know, Jen, did you see it on TikTok? Because that's where I saw it was on TikTok. I was so excited when I saw that. I loved it.
So Jen says she's still new, which I'm surprised that she is, because I would have said that you always use it. But she spent 12 hours watching it. I'm guessing that probably was to prepare for Doodle. I bet you she was on a mission to like, you were going to go all in with Procreate, weren't you, Jen, for this year's Ditch Summit? Oh my gosh, I love how you're putting the words on the road.
I know. I kind of like that. So, because it's a container and the container can be something weird and funky. Like it's okay.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love it. Well, I'm decided to put like little icons inside the boxes because that's just going to work for me.
I like that. So I mean, I obviously don't want to leave food. It's my relationship with food. And I was trying to, so what is your go-to icon for relationship? Like, I know like if it's a positive relationship, we do a heart, but what would you do if you were talking about like a negative relationship? I know. See, that one's a tough one.
I mean, letters, you can send, letters, you could send a letter to somebody and that could send a word, like you could address it to something funny. I was thinking, Jen said handshake. I was almost thinking like a handshake that's apart, like you're just reaching for hands.
Hands are hard.
Yes, they are. That's why I go for the big fat chunky one, or I go for the chunky ones that look like sausages. Then I don't have to worry about them because they're imperfect on purpose. I mean, it could be like a little, I was imagining like a little, it could be a little bit of a letter or a tag, dear food, I love you, but
Oh, that one's good.
or it could be a map, because you're doing a road. It could be you're leaving it, so it's negative. You could have like a little map with a point on it that's a heart. I don't know. Or it is food, so you could draw a piece of food, right?
Yeah, I thought about drawing a piece of food. I might do like a hand, like dropping the food. I don't know, that's hard too,
That is hard, yeah.
but in my mind, that's what I see is the hand, like, kind of dropping the food, and I don't know. We'll come back to it. I'm gonna move on to my keep.
Or you could even put a little sign down onto the left of leave, and see you soon or something like that. Like it could be a sign that says something.
Ooh, good. Good.
Like yours is saying leaving, and then maybe there's another sign next to it that says see you soon, or what do they say on the highways? Come back soon.
Come back soon.
And that could be your little food. Like you're not leaving it. It can come back, but just not, the way it came. Keep.
So what did you think about keeping?
Well, I mean, this, of course, and you, especially, for lots of reasons that I think you already know because I've told you before. And this community, right?
Yes.
We're excited for what this year comes, what we're going to gain from Doodle and Chat. This like continuous creativity that this platform and you and I get to do every week. This commitment to to creating with others has been really special.
It has. I have loved this.
And I think in a really not, I mean, other people might say, oh, that's not strange, Carrie, of course. But in a strange way, it's really helped me as an educator too, right?
Yeah.
Those like, you and I don't, we've been doing this for a long time. So we don't always get to open up certain parts of our brain that are ready to take anything and change it for any classroom, right? Because we have our classrooms. And I feel like this platform with you and I drawing and talking together, it lets us take ideas and really use the experience that we've gained over our years and share out lots of ideas for one task and how it could be used. And that is a muscle that I love to flex so much.
I do too. And so, some of them have been a huge stretch for us. And so those are some of my favorite ones. I've used some of those in my classroom and the kids are like, where'd you get this idea? I'm like, we just came up with it and it works. So,
or even just like flexing that muscle that is uncomfortable is a good thing for us. Because when you've been teaching, and most of the people here that are with us even tonight have been teaching for as long as we have, in their 15 to 20 years range. To take a risk, there's not much that that we haven't already done. So I do like that. I think I'll add that to my keep, the risk taking, and the creating.
Good risk taking. That one's also good.
Yeah. All right. What did you do? Are you doing luggage for keep? Okay. I got my keeps words. Now I need my containers.
My marker was a little too thick, but I'm going to keep Carrie. You do have some wild eyelashes on this one. I also want to put on keep, and I may just set it kind of to the side, but while yours was an unhealthy relationship with exercise, that's actually one of the things in 2022 that I feel like I finally found a good balance with was exercise, because I went for a while where it had to be every day. It didn't matter how I felt. Everything was just all in all the time. And now I have a better relationship with it so that it does make me feel good, and it doesn't, like, it's not a have to, it's a, I want to do this because it makes me better. So
nice.
I want to keep that part of it.
100%. For sure. For sure.
I also forgot about the other tool, and Jen probably also learned this too, but I'm going to back this up for just a second. So you have a color fill option up here. So like you can drag this in and color fill. And there's this button up here that says continue filling. Oh, I didn't do it fast enough. It says continue filling. And then you can just click where you want it. I know. I learned so much from TikTok. I'm just telling you. How cool is that?
That's crazy.
I know. Procreate. I just learned so much about it. I was excited.
It's a beast.
It is. So fun. So I tell my kids in the classroom too, when it gets quiet, I know that they are 100% engaged.
I know, right? That's my favorite sound. I mean, I do like the joy that comes from games, and
I do too.
You know, but that quiet silence when they're all really just, their brains are just so engaged, that's the best.
And then when they look up, they're like, oh my gosh, it's time to go. And they've been working because they're just so, I love it when
that is the best. Yes.
Like I have some activities that just suck kids in like that, and I love it.
Agreed.
All right, so I'm going to move on to my keep. And like I said, I think I'm going to do a shopping bag. Oh, I love your balloons.
Oh, wait, oh, no, gain. You're going to move on to your gain, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go into my gain. That's right.
I was like, did I do that? Did I do what I always do and do it the wrong way?
Nope. It was me.
Well, speaking of which, that's another keep that I have worked on really hard, especially last month, is slowing down my thoughts and thinking first and then talking. That's definitely something I want to keep.
Oh, good.
All right. And I could even see, like, as a classroom, because some of this feels a little bit vulnerable, probably because I took it to that level, but that's fine. I could see talking about this as a whole class and just having this enormous list on the board, and then kids could just pick 2 or 3 things from it.
Yep.
So that the stretch isn't super huge and super vulnerable. You could also talk about 4 or 5 things that would represent each of those things, or one big idea, like a bookshelf, because each shelf could be something, right? Or the stoplight. And you could give the kids the container to start with and then brainstorm all the ideas, especially like with younger kids too, or even just any classroom, because this could be a vulnerable activity full of lots of thoughts. And then you could write them down, or you could do this as a class. You could sketchnote this as a class.
I like that. I was also thinking because in our school, we've been kind of focusing on a reset of expectations. And this would be a good time for students to look at the classroom norms, the classroom expectations you set at the beginning. What of those would you like to get rid of? What of those would you like to keep? What of those would you like to gain?
Yeah.
Did we miss something at the beginning that we can add? Or what else do we need? I really think for classroom expectations, it would be good too. And it's a little less vulnerable that way. Although I really like the goal setting. I think it's important for students.
Yeah.
But even to do that, because I do goal setting with standards. So every time we take an assessment, I have students talk about what they did well on and what they still need to work on. But imagine if you put it in this format, like what are some things that you need to leave, maybe because you've mastered them? Like you could look at that as a positive. What are some things you need to keep working on? Like you're making progress, but what are things that we need to gain in? So you could look at it that way too, just in a different spin on it.
Yeah, no, I really like that idea. I feel like you could really simplify that too. Like we do a lot of reflection on paragraph writing because they have a weekly paragraph that they write. And then at the end of the week, we assess it and together and go over the rubric. But I also like that just as a small section. Okay, so what would you leave? What did you not like? What do you want to keep that you did really well? And what's your next thing to work on, even for a month of writing? It just kind of compacts it into this really simple synthesis.
Yeah.
And I also kind of feel like the keeping part gives you that little dip into gratitude.
Yes.
It's not calling it gratitude. It's not quite gratitude, but you are honoring yourself of what you did well. And you're kind of thanking it,
Yep. I like that. I like how you think about that.
Yeah. And then I like how because kids hear goal setting all the time. Gaining is goal setting, but it doesn't feel like goal setting. What do you want from the next assignment?
Yeah.
And it gives teachers insight on things too when we know what kids want. Oh, I didn't even think, I was going to do, yes, the bowl.
Oh, I ran out of room. It's a good thing about Procreate. We can just say, back it up and leave more room. I didn't have it on a different level or a different row, or I would have just moved it. I love that you're making a bowl.
I know, and I don't even like the whole like connection to the bowl that knows too is also, I was like, did Jen do that on purpose or did she just a happy accident? But either way, it works because the bowl does know, right?
The bowl does know. Absolutely. It knows what we need to gain. It always does.
It does.
It always does. Needed a little tree in the background for our road.
Some perspective.
We did, yes. Because in my head, I knew where I was going with that, but on the paper, I definitely did not make it where it needed to be. Oh, redo. I really like this activity.
I do too, more than I could have imagined.
Yeah, yeah. I needed to be a little bit more brave and try to put the little convertible in there because in my mind, there is a convertible that sits at the end of this road.
Nice.
Convertibles are also hard to draw. So
They are. This is going to be very orange. Oh no, that's a good orange.
There we go. It's just the bottom of a car with the license plate, and it says goodbye. And we can add some taillights to it. Here we go.
Nice.
There. Oh, and you're adding your color too.
Well, I was just filling in. I thought another thing you could do is then go back and, you know, pick your top 2, right? Because it's a lot.
It is a lot. But I like it. That's a great idea because that makes you go back and then reflect over what you've done.
Yes. And I thought as one of my gains, I was like, oh, I'd love to be able to gain more color in my Doodle and Chats. I don't know how I will do that because I don't know how, but maybe, just maybe, you never know.
You never know. I like that my shopping bag is bigger than my suitcase. That's exactly how it should be.
It is how it should be. You're right. Yes.
So maybe also gain the funds so that the shopping bag can be bigger than the suitcase.
Well, I guess in any good trip, the stuff that you gain should hardly fit in your suitcase, right?
That is correct.
Because that would make it an extra good trip, right?
It would.
This was super fun and a little bit, I mean, for me, it was a little bit emotional, but super fun.
Yes.
And I enjoyed it. Not that I think that we make lame activities, but I enjoyed this significantly more than I thought I would.
It was a fun way to do this. And like I said, I also like the one word, but I sometimes have a hard time coming up with the one word. I think this was a better reflection for me.
Yeah. And I guess, I mean, really, if you really wanted to get a little bit deep again, this could be a great addition to structuring the one word. So maybe your one word is me, right? I saw that one out there. I really like that one. So what does me want to leave in 2022?
Yeah.
What does me want to keep? And what does that mean? What do you want to gain? What does that mean? That word want? What is that thing? I guess that's a little bit extra deep. But your word could. What does your word want to gain? Or what? You know. So.
That is good.
Super fun. This was a lot of fun.
It was.
All right, friends. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight on Doodle and Chat. We had so much fun talking about and reflecting on 2022 and looking into 2023. We're super excited to be celebrating our 1 year anniversary this month. So there's more to come about that. And then next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, we have Julie Smith joining us here on Doodle and Chat with Friends, the first one of the year. We're super excited about that. And then be sure to watch Instagram and TikTok and Twitter for news from Doodle and Chat, because we're going to have our very first live conference. We'll be at IdeaCon, holding time with people to Doodle and Chat live with them at the conference. And we're just really excited to be bringing this experience to that conference.
No, every time you say it, I get really excited.
But we're also just really excited to keep doing what we've started and just keep having it grow and grow and grow. So make sure you follow us subscribe to this channel and follow us on those social media, Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, so that you never miss any of the Doodle and Chat fun. And as always, if you were here with us, snap a picture of your Doodle and Chat and share it out on any of those platforms using hashtag Doodle and Chat, so we can see all the fun that you have with us here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you, everybody. Have a great new year.
Bye.